Hello YouTubers, 2010 Volvo XC60, and it gives us some troubles. So I'll start and show you what it's doing. So you see how RPMs are jumping and we have reduced engine performance, and it just stalls and runs really terrible. So this happens after the battery drained. It was boosted, they took it for a ride, it was fine, but next time they started and this acting like this. So we will take a look on the scan tool and see what codes we have. We are using launch scan tool. We'll check for the codes on the OBD2. So cold start, ignition, time and performance. Cold start, ignition, time and performance. Throttle, actuator, control, motor current range, performance. So we have misfire, and we also have throttle actuator control. So if we go into the diagnostic of Volvo model, so we got again cold start, ignition, time and performance, general failure information. Then we have idle speed, control RPM lower than expected, throttle actuator control module, current range, performance, and that's it. So we're seeing same codes for the cold start, ignition, timing, and throttle actuator. Okay, so after the vehicle warmed up a bit, it started to run away smoother. So though I went back and checked the codes, and right now we have all cylinders misfire detected 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I can still feel that something is not firing properly. So then we have random misfire detected, what could be from the previous throttle actuator system, force limited power, cold start, ignition, time and performance. So that's what we had before, those three codes. So at this point, let's erase DTC data. Codes, no DTC, see what it produces now, because like right now the engine is hot. So next I think I will look at the throttle body to see if it's clean. Maybe it needs cleaning, considering that I don't have a scope to test the other sensors. That will be next step to do. At this point there's no codes yet. Let's go all the way back and just do the regular OBD2. Okay, so let's shut down the vehicle and let's start it. So this won't be a cold start because the engine is warm already. Started absolutely fine. Let's see, no codes. So it seems like the issue was the cold start. So as I said, considering that I don't have a scope to test the camshaft and crankshaft position sensors, I will start with the throttle body. I'll take it off, clean it, put it back and see how it acts next time with the cold start. At this point my audio stopped recording, so I will try to comment as the video goes. So we have motor activator on the left hand side of the throttle body and the hose attached with two clamps one on the bottom and one on the throttle body. So that's the intake hose. It's 7mm socket to remove the hoses, or just a screwdriver you can use. So also there's an electrical connector on the left hand side, and to get it off, the easiest is when the hose on the bottom is removed, so you can put your hand underneath and pull it down, just like that, when the hose is removed. So there's a connector that you need to, like plastic lever that you need to push and then pull down, but you can help yourself with the screwdriver from top. So if you use a screwdriver to push it out and then just pull down, it's much easier than pushing and pulling at the same time. To remove the throttle body, there are 4 screws, T40, so you can see 2 at the front and 2 at the back. So it's just T30, and you can either use a 1/4-inch ratchet with extension, which works fine. It's a little bit tight over there, so it will take a little bit of time, or you can use a power tool. But here I'll show you the 2 screws at the back that hold this throttle body up. So that's where they are. So those are the screws, and I ended up using the air ratchet. It's much easier when you don't need to move your ratchet over there. There's not much room. Another thing to consider when you take the throttle body off, there's the gasket, like O-ring. So if you are planning this job, please buy a new gasket and replace it. I don't have it at this point, and to get it in, it takes like a week. So we will just reuse the old one, but if you're planning doing this, just order it beforehand. So this is the throttle body. You can see it's quite burned inside. It's not too terrible, like I have seen worse, but there's lots of soot. So to remove, I will use carb cleaner. One thing to keep in mind when you use this type of sprays, use your PPEs, use a mask so you're not breathing this in, and safety goggles. It's quite nasty stuff. So usually it just takes few sprays and then clean it with paper towel. So we'll spray it from the both sides. Don't scratch it with anything hard, it should come off quite easily. You will need to open the throttle body, the butterfly valve, in order to clean it where it's touching the body. Just go very slowly. Remember that there is a electrical mechanism on the actuator, so when you push it, go slowly, give it some time for those gears to spin inside. So I will open it right away, I guess. So just go slowly and try not to open it 100 times while you clean. So when you open it once, keep it open until you're done with cleaning. So just gentle and slowly get it open so you don't damage the gears inside. So now we'll just a little bit more spray and a little bit more cleaning. As I mentioned, do not use anything like wire brush or file. Just a paper towel should be enough to get it nice and shiny. Sometimes it's enough just a bit to get it stuck and not move properly. So also important to clean the edge of the butterfly valve, because that's exactly where it gets caught when it's opening and closing. So now we have everything sprayed and cleaned, everything shiny from both sides. our surface for the gasket is clean. Here's the part number. It's Ford Motor Corporation 2009-0210, just in case you need a new one. And here I'll show you the gasket. It's like a green O-ring that sits in the air intake manifold. So hopefully you can see it in the mirror. So make sure that, like, if you use the new one, please put one in. If you're reusing the old one, make sure that it's still in place. Okay, so now when the throttle body is installed, make sure that you don't over torque those screws. It's just plastic here, so make it tight but do not over torque. And next thing, we will install the connector, electrical connector. So same way as before, we just reach from underneath and just push it in. And the last thing will be to install that hose. Alright, so we have cleaned the throttle body and it runs fine now, but that's also because probably the engine is still warm. So let's check any error codes, see if anything pops up. It says 0. No codes. Okay. And let's see the engine temperature. So if we go to the data stream, select items, engine cooling temperature. So it's 56 Celsius, so the engine is still warm, so it's probably not considered a cold start. So we'll let it sit to get to the cold condition. We'll start it again and see if our cleaning of the throttle body has fixed anything. So yesterday I started the vehicle after it was sitting for a few hours. It was like at the room temperature in the garage at 10 degrees Celsius, and it was working perfectly fine. So I left it for the night outside. So right now it's -12, and I want to try the cold start again to see if cleaning the throttle body fixed the issue. And as you can see, it started just fine without any issues. The RPMs are steady. It's working as it's supposed to be. So at this point, I believe the issue was the dirty throttle body. After cleaning it, all the codes went away, the performance came back. So I will keep running it and see if any other issues occur again. But now I'm happy with the results, so I will call it done. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and do it yourself.